Have you wondered what the cost of living is like in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2023? Is it affordable? Is it not? Well, today we're going to be talking about some of the costs of living here in Salt Lake, and we're going to get started right now. Mariah Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. This channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah areas. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move or relocate here to Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our pleasure to connect with you. So you're thinking about maybe making a move here to Utah or relocating here to the Beehive State. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the costs of living for 2023. And we're really going to be talking about some of the housing, the utilities, healthcare, food, kind of really going all down. And then this was something I actually didn't know. I'm going to save this till the end, but stay tuned for a cost that was actually more expensive than some of the other surrounding states that I did not know about. So I wanted to be able to share my screen with you about the cost of living on some of these different things. And really this will just give you an idea of some of the averages between national and state, whatnot. So let's take a look at this, this little calculator here. This is actually from Rent Cafe. And so what they have on here is the cost of living in Salt Lake City is about 4% higher than the state average. And it's 5% higher than the national average. So if you look down below here in terms of like buying or renting a property compared to the state average, Salt Lake is about 8% higher. Compared to the national average, it's about 10% higher. If we're looking at utilities, now this was something that I was very surprised about moving here to Utah, was the price of utilities. They are actually significantly lower, yes, lower than the national average and the state average. So Salt Lake is about 3% lower than the state average and about 9% lower than the actual national average. So if utilities have been a big one for you, I know growing up it was like turn every light off, turn everything, make sure there is no excess, which I think is actually really good. But utilities here are going to be lower. In terms of food, we'll dive deeper into this, but again, state average, it's about 5% higher. National average, it's about 2% higher. So not a huge difference. In terms of healthcare, state-wise, it's 7% higher. And compared nationally, it's about 2% lower nationally. Taking a look at transportation, again, we're going to go into some of these in more detail, but 4% higher state average, 12% higher national average, and then goods and services, 3% higher and 4% higher. So that is kind of an interesting thing to note as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the housing market here in Utah. We're going to talk about what we're seeing right now in terms of purchases and then rental prices. So first of all, let's look here at this, what we've got here in terms of market statistics. So right now, the average days on market is 39 days, which 6 months ago, we were looking at 4 to 7 days on market. So houses are sitting on the market a lot longer than they were before. The price per square foot right now is ranging right around $221 a square foot. As you can see here, when these compare between last year and then like the year before, but the median price of, house sold was $525,000 for single family. For multifamily, we're looking right here at $396 for multifamily. And as you can see, looking at these, like this comparison here, they've got 2021, 2022, and the number of listings has decreased from 2021. So when you're looking at these, they have decreased from before. So just kind of something to keep in the back of your mind and something, to know going forward. And then the average monthly rent right now is right around $1,700 a month. Again, that is the average, depending on the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, location, all of that will certainly vary. So this gives you a snapshot of where we're at in the housing and the rental market. The next item I'd like to talk about are the utilities. Whether you are owning or you are renting a home, you typically will need to pay for the utilities one way or another. So the costs include, which this shows here, and again, this was from Rent Cafe, but shows the cost of basic services. So these are not like highly upgraded services or whatever, but the average basic for energy and telecommunications in Salt Lake. Energy bills cost around $142 per month. Again, that's average. And phone bill will run you right around $191. Again, depending on the plan, depending on how many people you have on your plan, depending on how, the high speed or whatnot that you have, these are the averages. So something to keep in mind with that. So the next thing I wanted to show you on here was just kind of a breakdown of the food and costs for that. So on here, you can see, like, obviously food is one of the most important necessities. Again, this is from Rent Cafe, but you've got a loaf of bread averaging you right around $4.03. You've got a gallon of milk, which this says on here $1.86. I'm going to say it's more like $3 a gallon right now. Eggs, I actually just bought at Costco, and they were actually, no, I bought them at Trader Joe's, and it was about $2.50. So I think this is about $1 off. Cheese, that's $4.36. That's pretty average. Steak, that's about average. Same with ground beef. Potatoes, I'm going to say add an extra dollar to that because I would say it's about $3 a pound for those. And then lettuce, that's about right, $1.44. Bananas, that's pretty average. Orange juice, same thing, $3.81. That's pretty average. Coffee, I don't drink it, so I actually don't know on that. Sugar, that's about average. Cooking, frozen meals, I would add an extra dollar to that one. Potato chips, right around $3.50 for that. And then a soft drink, it just depends on where you get it. But again, this kind of gives you a snapshot. I remember when we lived here years and years ago, fruits and vegetables were a lot more expensive than when we were coming from like California. But now it seems like it's pretty much the same. Costco, you're going to get very similar prices. And same thing with Trader Joe's and a lot of those other grocery stores. Now, let's go ahead and take a peek here at healthcare of what we got. Healthcare, this one we know, again, varies by doctors, varies by, all the different family physicians and whatnot. But an average doctor visit is going to run you right around $107. A dentist visit, almost right around $100 as well. Optometrist, $102. And then if you're looking for a bottle of ibuprofen, about $10. I'd say that's a little bit high, but that gives you a kind of an idea of that. And then let's move into our last two categories. This one's transportation. And as you know, too, gas prices over this last year have just fluctuated, and with inflation has been way higher than normal. A couple of years ago when we moved here, I remember filling up and it was $1.98 a gallon. And I remember thinking, like, this is unbelievable. Right now, as I am shooting this video, I filled up for, I think it was $2.89 a gallon. So this price right here where it says $3.11, that's pretty accurate for where we're at. It got all the way up to like $5.50 a gallon, and it's gone anywhere down to like $2 a gallon. So this $3 is pretty average. Balancing your tires, $60, that's pretty average, unless you're going to Costco again and they, you buy your tires there and you can get those for free. So, goods and services, if you're taking a look at, clothing, this is all pretty average for, national average too. Movie tickets, this is kind of an interesting one here in Utah that some people don't know. yes, about $11 for a movie ticket, but there are a lot of movie places here, movie theaters that actually have very, very discounted movie tickets and rates. We used to go to one that was called the Dollar Movie Theater. It's no longer $1, but it's like $3 or $4 for a movie ticket. And if you go on a matinee, so keep that in mind with that. Haircuts have gone up here, and I'm sure it's everywhere, but I am telling you, haircuts are way more expensive than I ever remember. I remember when I would get my kids haircut here before, it was, I don't know, $10, $12 for a haircut. Now for like my little kids, it's $17 to $20 for a haircut. And obviously it goes on up. So that kind of gives you a snapshot of that. And then moving on to income, the median income household right now is around 63,000, but it continues to go up again just because of inflation and the cost of living. So hopefully this gives you a snapshot of really some of the costs associated for living here in the Salt Lake City, Utah area, whether it's affordable or not. This gives you maybe a good idea, being able to compare with where you are living currently, in terms of housing and utilities and transportation, food, income, all that kind of stuff. So again, if you are thinking about making a move out here to Salt Lake, we love helping people just like you. Again, if it's in a week, in a month, and a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our pleasure to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.